Hey Sony and Naughty Dog, you know a great way to ensure no one will ever buy The Last of Us Part 2? File false copyright infringement and DMCA claims against everyone talking about how shitty the game is. Great job. You've proved yourselves not only to be assholes, but now you're also breaking the law. So I'm pretty sure people have noticed this by now. My video on the recent leaks from The Last of Us Part 2 is missing. On the morning of April 30th, I checked my account and everything was fine. The video and comments were up. However, when I checked it again around noon, I discovered this. A copyright claim filed by Sony Interactive Entertainment America. You'll notice that there isn't a specific section of the video that's flagged as infringement. Instead, Sony flagged the entire 6-minute 10-second long video. That's interesting because I have the script I used for the video, and about 20% of the video is about rumors and leaks. The rest is about my speculation and opinions about the rumors and Western game design. I also have the After Effects file that I used to edit the video, and there's 26 seconds of a single still frame of Abby from the leaked footage. The rest of the video uses promo materials released years ago, collages I found online featuring a number of Western and Japanese female character designs, and my own avatars that I created. I'm pointing this out because the only logical reason I can think of for Sony filing the claim was because of the leaked content. However, in the actual claim, Sony never lists the infringement. They just flagged the whole video. It also says that the copyright claim was done manually, in which case Sony should be able to tell me where exactly the copyright infringement occurred, but they didn't. That's a violation of YouTube's copyright claim policy, and I'm not the only one who's been hit with this pussy-ass move. Geeks and Gamers, Heel vs. Babyface, and a number of others have also been hit repeatedly by Sony, including everything from filing claims during live streams to filing claims against videos that don't even feature images of the leaks. Both Geeks and Gamers and Heel vs. Babyface had videos flagged for simply talking about the leaks. And when I say talking about, I don't mean they stated the rumors. I mean they literally just said the leaks and rumors about The Last of Us Part 2 exist. Flag. So just to be clear, Sony is claiming copyright infringement for people showing their promotional images, the content they released to market the game, and they're claiming that talking about the leaked plot and footage or simply stating that there have been leaks and rumors also violates their copyright. Really? Because Section 107 of the United States Copyright Act says, quote, "Notwithstanding the provisions of Sections 106 and 106A, the fair use of a copyrighted work, including such use by reproduction in copies or phonorecords or by any other means specified by that section, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, including multiple copies for classroom use, scholarship, or research, is not an infringement of copyright." This is the U.S. Copyright Act that you're using to justify flagging people's videos. The act literally states that talking about and showing images of your game does not count as copyright infringement in and of itself. So I filed a counter dispute and emailed YouTube directly because this entire thing strikes me as ridiculous. I can understand that Sony and Naughty Dog don't want any spoilers out there, and certainly may not like anyone leaking information about the production of the game. But talking about the leaks and rumors and showing a single frame of something they claim was, quote, pre-release footage from development doesn't appear to violate their copyright. It's really silly given that I'm discussing information that's been reported on numerous gaming news sites. It's out in the open. I'm legally allowed to give my opinion on the matter, along with showing examples of what I'm talking about. So I filed my dispute, uploaded the video to BitChute, which I'll link down below, and went about my business. Then I checked my account that evening, about 6 hours later, and saw this. Muso TNT, a company I've never heard of before, filed a DMCA claim against my channel and the video. That makes no sense. The video was already blocked by the first copyright and couldn't be viewed by anyone, so how did they file the claim? In order to legally file the claim, you have to view the material. They couldn't. Not on YouTube. The content was already blocked. Secondly, how does it count as a copyright strike against my channel? Just like before, Musso doesn't state what the actual infringement is, which they're required to do by YouTube and the law. You have to show why you're claiming infringement. You can't just flag anything at random. The law protects fair use, and a ruling in the case Lens vs. Universal Music Corp. Held that a claimant must consider fair use when filing a takedown notice. Again, neither of the claims against me even state what the infringing element is. There's no indication that Sony followed the guidelines set out in the Copyright Act. Quote, in determining whether the use made of a work in any particular case is a fair use, the factors to be considered shall include 1. The purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is of a commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. 2. The nature of the copyrighted work. 3. The amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. And 4. The effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. The fact that a work is unpublished shall not itself bar a finding of fair use if such finding is made upon consideration of all the above factors. My video wasn't made to explicitly profit from using the footage or images from the game. That this is applied to a video game is not prohibited by law. I showed still frames of promotional content released by Sony and a close-up still frame of a character named Abby from the leaked footage. All the information discussed in the video was information reported on various gaming news sites or my own speculation and opinions. The amount of information, true or false, discussed in my video pertains to a fraction of the actual content of the game. Neither Sony nor Musso TNT Limited have shown any evidence that merely discussing the leaks, rumors, or actual content of the game affects the potential market for or value of the copyrighted work. Their best argument is that discussing the leaks could lead people to not buying the game. However, that would occur anyway within hours of the game's release because people would talk about the game. Even then, this argument hinges on the nature of the game itself, not just a few plot points. Their argument would amount to, if people knew what happened in the game, they wouldn't buy it. I'd love to hear you say that to a judge in open court. If people knew the truth about the game, they wouldn't want it, so it's copyright infringement to talk about it. Because if that's your argument, it's the most idiotic argument humanly possible. And if ever there was proof that the leaks are true, cock-blocking everyone's video is it. Because if those were just rumors, just lies, Sony would have no legal grounds on which to file all these copyright infringement claims. Also, as noted in Section 107 of the Copyright Act, the fact that the game hasn't been released is not in and of itself an act of copyright infringement. I'm not employed by Sony or Naughty Dog, and neither is anyone else who's talking about the leaks. We're under no obligation, no non-disclosure agreement to keep our mouths shut about It's Ma'am and the directors going full-on kill-em-all Tomino on the main characters. So I emailed Musso TNT Limited, explaining my case and demanding that they retract their copyright striking claim. I also chatted with YouTube about this, but that only amounted to the person, Oliver John, that was the actual name of the person in the chat, dodging and refusing to explain why Sony is allowed to file dozens of copyright strikes within 24 hours without any questions from YouTube. That seems like a clear abuse of the copyright reporting function, and you'd think YouTube would have people check the videos before allowing the claims to go through. Otherwise, anyone could false flag dozens of videos, resulting in copyright strikes against a channel, and if a channel got 3 strikes, the channel would be removed. Of course, YouTube is ignoring all the complaints about this, offering the same "it's out of our hands" response, when there's clearly an issue of Sony and this apparent shell company, Musso TNT Limited, flagging videos. There also appears to be a pattern to the false flags. Most are on videos critical of the game's plot, character design, and creative team. Criticism of the people who made the game clearly does not violate any copyright. So it appears YouTube is knowingly allowing Sony to abuse their reporting function. There's really no other explanation of this. In my previous video, I said I wouldn't buy The Last of Us Part 2 until I found out exactly what happened in the game. Because of these shitty antics, now I will never buy the game or anything else published by Naughty Dog, and I suggest all of you do the same. Don't buy The Last of Us Part 2. Don't buy Naughty Dog games. You can extend that to Sony as well, be it any of their games or their systems or their products. PlayStation has been my system of choice for 20 years, since Sega canceled the Dreamcast. Maybe that needs to change. If this is the way the company will treat people for simply talking about leaks and rumors, they're not deserving of my money or yours. Before, Naughty Dog had a PR nightmare. Now they have a PR clusterfuck because everybody's talking about them doing this, and when you add this to how they overworked their dev team and then reportedly shafted them, and how the directors sucked up to a feminist con artist, this company is begging for a catastrophe. You've now made the leaks and rumors more newsworthy than they ever were before, which means they will spread even further. And you've pissed off gamers well beyond what you'd already done. Before, people weren't going to buy The Last of Us Part 2 because of the politics. Now they're not going to buy it because of their principles. Great job, asshats. So, I'm done with Naughty Dog games, and probably Sony as well. How about you? Leave a comment down below and share this video. Get the word out and let everybody know what these people are doing. And Sony, just in case you think of flagging this video, I cross-posted it on BitChute, so, from the heart, gargle my nuts.